Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Alan Wake, where we talking about how I've probably already, yeah, this is the second cabin,
Familiar with the
um,
cabin, yes.
where we were talking about how Alan Wake apparently was the inspiration for some of the chapters in the Golden Ticket campaign Branwen ran for me while I was still living in Japan.
Oh, that was a while ago now.
Yeah, it's getting close to 3 years.
Mm,
Hello,
It was the
Barry.
kidnapper.
Oh, nope.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need... a week.
It's not done.
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Oh, I've already rousted this one as well. Okay. Okay, good. I still have... I thought that was a taken at first. I still have 2 flare guns. I don't have a full loadout for hunting rifle. Got it. That's why I can't reload. I feel like flare gun is the way to go here. That looks like a flare gun situation.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
The darkness controls the taken. Yep.
Al! Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird. We can stop home real fast. Al, make them go away, please!
Where are they?
This goddamn horrible situation is that I'm not afraid of birds. Thank you.
just a tip, the birds only care about light.
Okay.
Barry, you can open the door now. They're gone.
Whew.
Hey, Al. I'm I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Oh no.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old dear diner.
Good girl.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am? You want to say something? I need to get my bearings. I'm lost, and the shadows keep on changing. And I'm haunted.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Are you finished? I think they're finished. This guy's way of walking is going to come up later. He is future boss.
You- You shall know the taken by his limp. going to be real funny to watch in high speed when he has super speed.
Yeah. Wow. Another checkpoint.
How they just leave overturned yachts in the middle of the trailer park, I guess.
Is that a yacht? That looks like a launch or a speedboat.
It's not a yacht.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Great.
Covered in darkness spooge.
Yep. Boy, very Stephen King how just blithely you're able to accept random stuff falling out of the sky. Oh, no.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah. I mean, we've discussed that this is basically a love letter
A
to
local
Stephen
girl,
King.
Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Yeah, you know what's really not a love letter to Stephen King, though?
What?
How many people you ran over with cars in the last episode.
Oh, that's a little bit low. But yeah, that's bad.
It's a bit ironic. You gotta...
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of famous. You know, he eventually bought the car that hit him and took it apart.
Oh, wow. I mean, I believe he wrote the remake of Kingdom Hospital while he was in hospital recovering from that.
Mm-hmm.
And the main character is in the hospital recovering from a car accident.
I mean, he is like a master of taking everyday normal stuff and making it hella creepy.
Hey, write what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good. Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
Hey, drink liquid shadow.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Turning into?
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road. Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
Yeah, there's not much left of her.
I told you her fate was...
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Repeat? Sorry?
I told you her fate was a bit,
That's one thing about horror movies. You're always... horror games, you're always going to find the person that is in there that has a terrible fate that absolutely doesn't deserve it. While
oh, yes.
a lot of the times the protagonists have formed a lot of their own problems, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, in horror role-playing games, I reduce a lot of that, particularly for our group.
I mean, we turn horror into dark fantasy, to be honest.
We do, yeah. And that's cool.
Yep. Where we basically ramp up the evil of our villains. From normal fantasy-ish.
Yes, by the way, you're just trying to get out of the trailer park now.
Oh. Okay. Kind of killing time because about 18 minutes. And I'm going to be trying to make this the last video, so I'm nervous about doing something that takes too long.
That's a good point. Okay. How much time do you want to kill?
6 minutes.
Alright. Well, yeah, so what do you think, what do you think so far? What's your take on the game so far?
Oh, I mean, I never played the originals, so I don't know if the graphics are updated or not.
Not that much, honestly.
Okay. It is very beautiful. As much as Alan Wake, as a character, as a person, gets on my nerves, as a character, he's a good, well-designed character.
Yeah.
I enjoy the story.
That's one thing that you've got to sort of, I mean, it's a horror story, so as we said before, protagonist being unlikable is more...
palatable to a lot of people.
Yeah. And because they're up against something far worse than themselves, you know, you can put up with them.
Right. I mean, I can vaguely tell that Alan Wake is the kind of person who would have tormented me in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, he has sympathy for Rose now, and I'm hoping this particular experience makes him grow up a bit, but He was not charitable to Rose at the beginning.
No, and it's like I don't mean of him as like seek out chances to bully people, but he's that I know better. That condescending person who wants to
Yeah.
correct everybody.
That being said, Rose's little altar to Alan,
It's freaky.
very freaky, and Rose also is not squeaky clean.
No,
but she didn't deserve that.
I mean, I don't think anything. From what little I know of Rose, none of her faults like border onto the territory of sin.
Mm.
As in, she doesn't do things that. She does things that are a little bit creepy, a little bit off-putting, from what you're able to get from the introduction before this happens to her.
Yeah.
But it's not like she is either disregarding other people's comfort or seeking to make people uncomfortable. So
yeah,
there's no.
Go
on.
A little bit. There is a bit of disregard in Rose that Alan is married.
Yeah, that's true. There is some covetousness and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. I tend to put like the idea of sin as something that is a choice, an intent.
Mm.
I mean, there is some like negligence. There gets to be a point where you ignore things around you to the point of sin. Like I would say, like certain people discarding climate change as a thing.
Mm. Yep.
But like, she is very much bad, has some faults, but isn't like a terrible person at all. Is more or less innocent. She had the seeds of doing something terrible, but it never happened. And we don't know if those seeds would have grown into anything because she wasn't given the chance.
Mm.
She's just been hollowed out.
Yeah. It's interesting. So, taking this with control, we have an entity who is trying to get Alan to write a manuscript for its own means and ends.
Mm-hmm.
In control, it was the slide projector.
Yeah, and it was trying to open a door into places.
Yeah, it seems like there's a running theme of things from outside trying to get inside.
Yeah. And there is a not necessarily completely benevolent support faction, like the board and the poet, like you're saying.
Yep. Oh, the poet. See, Zane. You'll probably make the connection soon, but Zane was a diver way back, and he had, like, we've seen the guy in the diving suit.
Right,
with the really bright light.
And it's been a while, but I've watched a playthrough of this, so I bits and pieces will come back as we go along.
Yeah.
Plus, we played Control, so we've kind of met the.
Yeah, but Zane being a guiding light, he's kind of like he's ascended to the other plane, like a couple of people in Control.
Like the character this guy plays.
Yes.
The scientist.
Yes. Jaeger is, like, Barbara Jaeger has obviously just been taken over by one of the entities from outside, in this case the darkness.
Yep.
It's interesting because the darkness is sort of the opposite idea of the hiss, but at the same time it's an entity that gets inside and obscures
It, yeah, it is not. It is very much the same thing, and we're kind of running into the video now, but it is very much the same idea that it obscures and it clutters. It the light would reveal.
Yeah.
But
I think.
Oh, so on.
Yeah, I think what the background thing is, if you remember the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
The hotel has multiple rooms with different symbols. I think each of those symbols is a different type of this sort of entity.
That makes sense.
Like those entities are individuals and they want into our reality. And in this, it's Cauldron Lake and an Alan Wake. That's the doorway. In Control, it's the
hiss.
slide projector.
Right. And funny thing is, when in our Scion game, I had the cameo by the late Start Kasumi, and she used the motel to get around.
Yep.
But and I've mentioned that she is basically in her state in that story, she's basically a benevolent incarnation of chaos.
Yes.
That goes. She works for something that is she works for the Templars too, which is kind of a benevolent. Want to be benevolent in that universe is more benevolent. She's very much of the. It's like I'm working with this thing that is very much control order, and I am very much chaos, and I go around and break down barriers and obstacles and stagnation that is unhealthy.
You know what would be another entity that would be good to bring into this world? I think, is it the filth in Secret World?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's another of that sort of entity, of this sort of entity.
And it is very much the same inspiration source.
Particularly with that, they did that horror game which was on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
That's related. That's another game we could play sometime.
Yep, I've never actually played it, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. We've kind of rambled on a little bit, and when next we come back, we're going to try to get to the car.
See everyone later.